But coming at you next, we have the Division I Finals. New Orleans Warped Army taking on LA Critical Wrecking Crew. And they stalemated that first game. And I'll tell you what, Todd, I was disappointed in that game. I was looking for more from both of that teams. You know, you come into Huntington Beach, you're playing for the Division I championship and here at the Surf City Open, and then to not make an aggressive move for 4 minutes, that's really disappointing.
Yeah, I expect to see the same thing. I have no doubt that Critical is going to come running out of the gates and try and get all the way up the field because they pretty much went unabated to the 50s and just took control of the game. So it's going to be up to Warped Army to try and get some shots on the break or try and be a little bit more aggressive themselves.
Yeah, and LA Critical was really close to that. If it wouldn't have been for a penalty and another early death, they probably would have taken that game. All right, let's see on the break. Heavy guns for Critical as they make an aggressive move on the Dorito side, and Warped Army with that conservative breakout again. They double up the back center. They triple up the back center, and then immediately double up the car wash, and they lose. Poorman again gets Alex Poorman getting shot trying to get up here. And Todd, I couldn't see, did he get shot going into that bunker or out of it?
He got shot going to that bunker. He tried to go really wide and try and finesse his way in instead of going hard at it and getting himself in there alive. He was trying to run and shoot, and it cost him. But here we are, Warped Army in the same exact position they were in last game, trying to learn from their mistakes and bump up a little bit. They're in that small Dorito, but, you know, still not, you know, the player doesn't have his gun up, still kind of just perusing the field, trying to see what's available to him. But Warped Army all the way in the back, rolling their guns, and Critical slowly making their way up the field.
Yeah, Critical in a position here on the Dorito side of the field. They have a player at the 40-yard line Dorito and then another one right beside him in the big Dorito. So they're definitely in position to move into that red zone. And I'm surprised that they haven't made a move over here on the Snake side yet, though. They do have the sun in their eyes. And look at this, Warped Army. Oh, and they're just Simmons struggling, and they're just, you know, Foreman and Simmons struggling over there. And that's really going to hurt Warped Army because that's pretty much their offense.
Yeah, Davey Simmons, Alex Poorman both died early last game, and now Critical bumping up to the 50 on the Dorito side, really pushing that side hard. Haven't gotten their snake presence ready yet. You know, I think that's due to the fact that the Warped Army players are both just camping out on the snake side from the Dorito side.
And here comes Critical finally making their move. They lose one body trying to do it. They do make it into Snake 1. They have the 50-yard line Dorito and Snake 1. And it's still Warped Army, no aggression. They're just gunned up, zoned up. It's like old school lockout style of paintball. And that really does not work these days most of the time. However, when you're facing a team that is looking into the glare of the sun, it can work occasionally. But
here they come, Maddie, up the field from the center into that center temple, into the tall temple in the middle. Another body drops for Warped Army out of the Dorito side corner, giving them 4 live bodies.
And a good crossfield spread. It looks like 6 alive for Critical. They're in a good spot, and it's gonna, right now is when the back players should probably start making their move up. They lose the 50 Dorito on the Dorito side of the field. Not a good time to die here. But that's kind of a mistake you see a lot. You have a guy's in a really crucial bunker, and he's so happy to be there. He starts battling out of there, trying to make things happen. When a lot of times, you know, Todd, you can speak to this, it's like, look, you're in a really good spot. A lot of guns are on you. Let the rest of the team catch up.
Yeah, I mean, you really just need to understand that all the focus is on you. You know, so if you're tying up 1 gun or 2 guns or 3 guns because you're in the 50 in the best spot in the field, everybody's looking at you. You got to open it up for your teammates and be alive.
And here we go. Another player from Critical comes off that Dorito side of the field, and the center player has absolutely no idea. And the
Snake
Warped Army.
The Snake Corner player just walked out for the Warped Army. So they get one but lose one at the same time.
3 bodies left alive for both teams right now, and it's just been kind of a chaotic game as finally an aggressive moves are being made by the Warped Army here. Running the highway, polishes off one, and then runs past the second one. I have no idea how he just missed that guy. He looked at him and then decided not to pull the trigger. Todd, did you see that?
I did. Hey, I don't know what happened there, but he kind of thought he was going to be there, wasn't going to be there, didn't pull the trigger, and ended up drawing a penalty for his team. So the last Critical player able to run down the snake side and shoot the 50 Dorito in the back and win it for Critical.
Wow, very chaotic end to that game as Critical ends up taking the victory. Now, they still made it the first game, so the LA Critical Wrecking Crew now has one victory. Again, it's a best 2 out of 3, so they will play that third game, and it's all going to come down to that. So New Orleans Army is going to have to win the third game, which would then take it into a one-on-one sudden death. Looks like we have a replay. Let's check it out. All right, so you're looking at that. Here comes the guy running the highway, and he takes out the first guy. It was an awesome move, and then he just completely goes to sleep on the second guy. I don't know if he pulled the trigger and the gun didn't shoot, but he runs by the second player and does not shoot him, and then after he gets shot, spins on the guy he just missed and ends up getting a penalty, so Critical ends up winning it on that. That's a pretty bad way to end that game. I feel like bad for that guy, that player. He had a really good move, and I don't know if it was just some sort of mental block or what happened, but he just did not pull the trigger on that last guy.